I can't think of anything more important in our world today than for us to talk about tolerance and civility, and also beyond, and beyond talking about it, for us to be willing as adults to express the courage to speak up when we see injustice, intolerance, hatred, sexism, biasm, and all the ways that it shows up. Our children are watching us. Our children are watching and waiting for us to lead the way, and that's what we need to do as adults. And today we have an opportunity to do it. When I was a little boy, bullying was a big thug kid that hit me in the arm or threatened to hurt me, and maybe that's true for some of you in this room. But today a bully is a 10-year-old girl who, with the press of a button, can insanely distribute a rumor or a message that's untrue and have no trail to ever find out who actually did it. We've seen a significant spike, almost 100% increase in teen suicide, particularly among 10 to 14-year-olds. This virus of intolerance, unfortunately, is growing, and we're the ones that have to stop it because it is getting younger, it is getting meaner. It's also harder for adults to identify because kids are ahead of us in terms of social media. They understand how to use the electronics of the world. Today, when a fight breaks out at a public school, we would like to believe the first thing is somebody's going to go and report it by getting some help from an adult or perhaps intervene. But the truth of the matter is, in far too many schools, kids take out their cell phones and want to be the first one to get a picture of it on video so that they can upload it and have their YouTube moment. Shame on us. We are raising a generation of young people who the lines between entertainment and violence have been blurred. They've become desensitized, and we're raising a generation of bystanders. And I suggest to you that silence is a form of consent and permission for violence to continue, both emotional and physical. That's unacceptable in a culture and a democracy like ours. Just 6 weeks ago, we learned of another tragic suicide of another child between the ages of 9 and 14. Anderson Cooper at CNN and his program has spent a week documenting this particular suicide, but really as the canary in the coal mine. I want to introduce you to Anderson Cooper's comments about this incident.
Yet again, another teen has taken his own life, according to his parents, after being bullied for years. A 14-year-old boy this time. Time and time again on this program, we've reported on the problem of bullying in this country, and time again we've announced the deaths of children. Children who should not be dead. Children whose loneliness and desperation, not just in the last few minutes of their life, but often in the years leading up to their deaths, is simply heartbreaking to imagine. This is Jamie Rodemeyer, just 14 years old, a freshman at Williamsville North High School in Buffalo, New York. Jamie routinely blogged about his troubles. Just 11 days ago, he wrote something online. He said, "I always say how bullied I am, but no one listens. What do I have to do so people will listen?" 1 week later, this past Sunday, Jamie committed suicide.
It's difficult to watch this. You know, I had to go through several video clips to determine the balance between what to share and what not to share. But if we don't speak for them, he can't speak for himself. And while it's too late for this young man, for this Jamie Rodemeyer and his family, it's not too late for the millions of other kids who experience so much of the very same things and perhaps are questioning whether they too should continue or not. I ask myself, like you do, you know, how do we stop it? How do we change it? How do we reduce it? How do we prevent it? How do we make any kind of inroads into this kind of social instability and emotional and physical violence, which ends up like this too far many times? And these are the very core questions that have guided this organization that I founded in 1995. You know, guided the efforts to make some kind of a difference in this craziness. And the good news is I'm here to report to you that it doesn't have to be this way, that there is hope. There's hope because we have experienced over a dozen years the power of young people who, when given the opportunity, when given the skills, when given the encouragement, will find their own courage and bring voice to their values and courage to their actions and begin to confront and speak up. And as they speak up, each one teaching one, some following, some leading, we begin to create some kind of social movement. Can you feel and understand that? We've looked at all the other solutions, you know, the legislations, the policies, thinking maybe we could pass a law, you know, and people will follow it, and we can have people through discipline become kinder and more compassionate. but you can't punish people into being compassionate. What we know is that if we want to change the current culture, from where right now it's cooler to be cruel in a school than it is to be compassionate. We have children tell us in my school, if I help somebody, if I'm kind to a child, guess what? I become the next target. I'm retaliated upon for my caring, so I will be indifferent. We are educating a generation of children to lose their conscience and lose their way, and if they lose their way, we've lost our way. Our only way out is to invest in them. They're our best hope for tomorrow and today is to wake up the courage of our kids. Think about it with me. Students make up 90% of the people in the building. Students can see and hear things that adults don't see and hear. Students can intervene in ways that adults can't. Students are often on the scene of an incident before an adult ever knows about it. And while grown-ups make rules, it's not rules that dictate what kids do. It's the social norms inside that culture. It's the what's cool or not cool among the leader kids that sets the tone for the behaviors of the majority. Yes? So stop and pause and gather up all those 4 points, and what it says to us is young people are powerful. The most powerful resource we have in our arsenal, but we have underutilized them as a culture and a school. We have made our kids consumers, not contributors. We treat them as if they're empty bottles to be filled rather than candles to be lit. And we know at Community Matters it doesn't have to be this way, because the thousands of children that we've met who are now young adults and the young ones who are here in this room demonstrate every single day the possibility that we could reclaim this planet. We could reclaim this world simply by stepping forward ourselves and begin to model caring about other people, but our actions have to follow our words. And that's the heart of the Safe School Ambassador Program. If young people see, hear, and know things that adults don't, and they can intervene in ways adults can't, and they're on the scene of the incident before an adult ever knows about it, we would be best served to give them the tools and the support and encouragement to be the peacemakers they already are. We are in their way. We must step up, speak up, stand up for others and model that. Invest in supporting them. I want to have you meet some of these young people so you're not just hearing it from me, you're hearing it from them. So I want to ask a few questions of you guys extemporaneously, just to tell us a little bit about this role that they've taken, because it's not easy to step away from your peer group and be the one that says, hey, don't do that. Try to reason with somebody, talk them out of something, tell somebody that they're doing it wrong, to support somebody who's victimized, given the opportunity for retaliation.
Including people could get hurt, and not just you, the ones fighting. It could be the bystanders, it could be anybody. It could be a teacher, it could be anybody around. You could also get suspended, and to some people, being suspended does mean a lot. I mean, that goes on your record, and it could ruin your future.
There are also many indirect effects, such as students feeling uncomfortable in the school environment, and it really does affect their learning abilities. They feel really uncomfortable in class, and some of them don't even go to school because of that. And I know a couple of people who are in conflict, and then they would feel really bad, and they're not focused in their schooling. And
now that I know the tools of how to be a safe school ambassador, like I know what to do to stop from, so it won't happen. It's now that if I help someone fight out, I feel really good about myself because I'm helping the school and also that person. So, amen.
When you help someone, it also helps you because you feel better inside that you've helped someone else, not just yourself.
I can't help but wonder about that boy Jamie. I can't help but wonder if one of these young people had been in his school. If just maybe one of them had intervened when he was called faggot and loser, if somebody had confronted the kids who were abusive, or maybe just comforted him and said, you know what they're saying is bullshit, it's not true. We don't know, but might that have made a difference for that young man? Yes, and bless you young people for your courage and for your actions and support in making me believe it's possible that we can fix this planet, and it starts with you. Thank you so much. This doesn't happen just because of young people. Adults have to support this, administrators and teachers. So I want to invite Kathy Coker, who is the current principal of Santa Rosa Middle School.
We are in our 8th year of implementation at Santa Rosa Middle School. I am so excited about this program. Every year I see the effects, the positive effects of this program. I've seen kids bullied, I've seen kids harassed, I've seen kids beat up, I've confiscated a gun, I've confiscated knives and brass knuckles, I've broken up fights, I've seen kids harassed. But I know how much better our school is now as a result of implementing this program. And I can tell you, we don't have things like that happening now. Our parent community is 100% behind it. Our staff is 100% behind it. And I just want to thank every single one of you who is here in this room for your support, because we couldn't do it without your support. We do not have the funding for this. And I would give up part of my salary to support this program. Thank you.